Greetings, I'm Chevalier, and I bid you welcome to the initial situation and guide of the Mamluks. Mamluks, as you can see, they are a quite big country. They have top priority, they also great power at the start, so they are quite big and quite easy to conquer, both south and east-west as well, as same as east. They started a very strong position. Also a decent amount of trade income, and with even more trade income on the way because of its position. Now let's go to the tabs and talk quite fast about them. Let's look at cash. As you can see here, you're swimming in cash. 8 decades, pretty much high. We have some 4 maintenance if we kill this as well. Pretty much you're gonna go to 9.5, you're swimming in cash. If you can build up more troops, you can build up more ships, you are fine there. If you go for trade, right now you'll see that you are pushing from Aleppo, at the same time you're pushing from Adana. Then not Adana, it's quite nice, nothing much more to say here. This is gonna remain for the start of the game. Later on you're gonna start moving to Genoa and pushing trade like this to Alexandria all the way to Genoa. So like this, still to Aden, to Indus, all the way up to Genoa. From Aleppo, Persia, all the way this part here. Even Astrakhan to Crimea and Constantinople. Anyway, this is part of the late game. Mid to late game, focus on early to mid game, focus on going towards Genoa, so you can get trade there, and focus on these guys, so you can actually take in Zanzibar and have all of the late regions in Zanzibar conquered, so you can take lands from that side. Now, we have trade. Let's go to estates. You have 4 estates. We have the Ulema, the Digmi, the Merchants Guilds, and the Amirs. Pretty much they work in the same way as they do. For the Amirs, there's nothing much more you can do. I just recommend calling a diet, then demanding military support whenever possible. When you have this up to 61, basically. You can do it right now as well. It doesn't really matter. For the Digmi, it's a bit troublesome giving lands to the Digmi. It's a double-edged sword. You're gonna get the tech cost, but at the same time you're gonna lose that province. You're going to remove it from the Dehmi again. Double-edged swords, but you can still do some crazy stuff with the Dehmi. But early on, it's not recommended to use the Dehmi. You try to create a stable land and country first, then try to use the Dehmi as much as possible. For the merchant guilds, if you grab monopoly charges, you're gonna go to 45. After that, it's up to you how you want to pull and what do you want to do. Most important is to get the diplomatic support, so you can just recruit a minister that's gonna get you to 60, and if you actually grant an armorship as well, gonna get you 80. A little bit troublesome, but you'll be able to get 150 diplo points, so that's good as well. For the Ulema, pretty much same stuff as always. This followed by this 71. Unfortunately, you're not gonna be able to get 150, and at the same time you're gonna lose power in the Dihmi because you've taken some decisions for the Ulema. So that is a bit troublesome there, but still it's fine. Other than this is all for the estates. If we go on the court, you have a really crappy Sultan, 1, 2, 3. Really crappy with no legal heir, and he's 72. So expect him to die and to get a random leader and have 0 legitimacy. I mean, expect this to happen quite fast. For this, I recommend going for the national focus on admin, then using the guys that suit you the best. You have plenty of +2 guys. You have 3 +2 guys for half the cost. I do recommend going for, as you can see here, everything is Sunni. It's recommended that you go for the year inflation if you want to get some more cash, or national arrest if you want to keep hold of some more lands. But the yearly inflation reduction, it's better because you're gonna lower the inflation once you get the cash from this guys, basically from the Coptics here. At the same time, you can go for the missionary guys, the Inquisition, what the fuck is called? What the fuck is it? No, it doesn't matter. The missionary strength guy, let's call him that, so you can actually take Coptic and Vasquez Coptic, and take more lands for the Coptic here and just make them trade their course, not integrate them with a vassal. That's doable as well. Now, other than this here, just go for the simple better relations of our time guys. Have the cost. which you do not have because you have to take it for the military, so just go for a random guy. You can actually do this on the military here on damage, so you can get this guy as well. It's gonna be risky, but if you remove some of the lands here, it's doable as well. Again, double-edged swords and how you want to pull it off. It's quite important to know how to maximize the estates because they are a drag on your country due to the autonomy changes, so you have to maximize this as much as possible. So you can do this and also take the guy here for half the cost. Here I do recommend going for the +2 because you have the cash. You still have spare cash, so you can go for the +2 guy here. At the same time, you can go for a +1. It's up to you. I do recommend going for the +2, just because you have the cash to back it up. Even if you actually go for Iron Maiden, it's just you're gonna have the cash. You can destroy some of your forts. You already have a good position. I'm gonna talk about the position later on, but yeah, quite nice position. Other than this, on the court, nothing. On the government, you're a sultanate. You are a kingdom, unfortunately. Other than this, you have the Conquest of Jerusalem modifier that gives you +1 missionaries. You're gonna gain easily the Conquest of the holy cities for Mecca and Medina as well. Medina and Mecca. That's gonna be as well. It's really easy to kill them, to kill Hejaz. Other than this here, there's nothing much more to say. You are of the, basically, what should I call it, the Arabian culture, the Levantine culture, so it encompasses quite a huge, large region, so you're going to be fight conquering these lands here. Other than this here, nothing for diplomacy. Your main ally should be the Timurids, if at all possible, but here are historical rival. This has changed. It seems Karakuyulun, again, it's also hostile and opinion is low. Ottomans, it's a historic rival, so these guys are your enemies basically. It's quite impossible to ally someone else, although they're not gonna cause problems for you because they cannot ally each other to attack you, right? So you're gonna be safe for a while. So for your rivals, go for the smallest guys possible that you can attack. That being Karakuyulun, Aragon as well, Venice. If you can actually move against Venice, you need a fleet first. We're gonna talk about it in the military tab. But yeah, the smallest guys here, then attack them to get the power projection and other bonuses. Allies, I don't know really what to say here. Enemies of your enemies, basically whoever you can find that has the enemies of your enemies. But usually they rival each other, so you can ally them. So it's a bit problematic. Just get an alliance with Karaman and some guys here to start the expansion of the Ottomans. Kandar as well. Like these guys that you can stop the expansion of the Ottomans. So which want to help you to kill the Ottomans basically. So they take their course here. They want to take their course here. So you can weaken the Ottomans by taking those course there. And this is it here. Economy, talk trade. Let's talk tech. You're a Muslim tech group. The former tech group. You have embraced feudalism. It should spread, like Renaissance should spread quite easily, depending on how fast you are. If you're really aggressive, you can move into Venice quite fast and take Dalmatia, then you can actually have the Renaissance spread faster into your lands. But for your tech here, admin tech, rush it to 5. Try to use the modifiers if at all possible, so you can get the idea first. For diplomacy, save points for your first idea. For military, just boost it whenever possible and try to use the modifiers as well to save some points. Remember, if you are threatened and you want to go to war, just boost it up really fast. This is it for technology. 4 ideas here. Let's talk about the Mamluk ideas. We have the cap compatibility, the trade steering, and at the max you have the provincial trade power. I do not like this, only the cap ability. You're gonna get a trade steering and the provincial trade power, which is gonna give you more trade power and cash, but you're already big enough. Although useful, later on they die out. For the global trade range and the global trade power, not that great to be honest. Quite crap, I would say. I mean, it doesn't give you anything good. Trade is good for cash, but not good for conquest, and you want conquest, you have military abilities, so crap. Prestige, not that great. Pamper recovery speed, good. Discipline, excellent as well. Production efficiency, good as well. Decent, I would say, to allow you to build a larger, taller empire, but again, quite welcomed. the stability cost modifier crap, and the trade efficiency plus 10%. Again, actually trade efficiency is quite nice actually. If you're in an end trade node, later on you're gonna gain even more cash, so it's decent, I would say. For the ideas, you have a multitude of options as the Mamluks. You can go explorations if you want to, and move like this. It's doable to move like this, although it's not very recommended. You can go influence first and go for land conquest. You can go for military idea first to fight off the Ottomans. Plenty of options here. You are free picks. Although influence and admin are the best simply because you're embroiled in land conquest. At the same time, you're gonna get exploration ideas and you can be able to conquer more of these lands. As well as League's ideas will be helpful as well for the Holy War CB. But unfortunately, these guys here are mainly Sunni, so it's gonna be a little bit troublesome there. But yeah, first and foremost, influence, followed by admin, followed by perhaps religious, if you want to go for there, though most civilians are Sunni, humanist as well, or for the other options, influence, admin, followed by exploration and expansion, followed by military idea. And the third one, which is the least, not the least favorable one, but the most unusual, is simply go for quality ideas, followed by, I would say, perhaps exploration if you move quite fast here, and be able, where you are able to move into Morocco so you can explore. If not, go for influence, admin, exploration, because by the fourth idea you're gonna have a chunk of here, but the new world is gonna be taken by Castile and Portugal by then, so it might be redundant to take exploration ideas. But yeah, these are the main ideas. I truly recommend influence followed by admin, followed by exploration, followed by expansion, because you should be able to get to Morocco quite fast, and the Castile and Portugal move quite slowly into the New World dispatch. And this is on ideas. Remember that this is quite nice. The quality of your troops is gonna expand. You can also go for offensive, depending on your total force limit. Here's 32 right now, so you have decent amount of force limit, so you can go for quality. It's gonna allow you to have that those better troops and ships matter in this region here, to Venice and Castile as well. So ships truly matter. Now, let's talk about missions and decisions. You have quite a bit of options here. You can reform the government. What you're currently is Sultanate. Pretty much income from national tax modifier, income from vassals, autonomy change, some that kind of stuff. You can form Arabia, at which point you're gonna keep your own ideas and you're gonna switch to an empire. You can also form Egypt, and you're gonna change to a despotic monarchy as well, and you're gonna get some stability there. Pretty much standard stuff. Egypt has the same ideas, and Arabia is better, if I say so myself, mainly because you're gonna become an empire as well. And Egypt is not that. It's gonna be a despotic monarchy. You're gonna have a kingdom as well, so a little bit of base tax, but nothing that important. And at the same time, this will actually form your government as well. Form Egypt. So probably you can form Egypt and form Arabia as well. Oh, you need admin tech 20. So you should probably just form Arabia then Egypt. That's annoying. But yeah, pretty much decent stuff here. Unify the Islam, reform the government, quite standard. The standard ideas for Islam as well. The decisions for Islam, pretty much standard stuff as well. As for missions that you get, they are mostly anti-Ottoman missions, some anti-Portuguese missions as well, but mainly they rely on this area here, and they are decent flavor events. Not much more to talk about them, nothing big and quite important. For stability and expansion, so reduce your exhaustion when you can, boost stability to 1. Here I recommend going for the native repression policy, and you might have problems with rebels. And that's about it. For religion, you're Sunni, you have quite a decent amount of piety, so you can go to full piety quite fast by attacking these guys here and start converting and coring. These guys are quite cheap to core, so it's quite nice for you if you want to expand into this area here. Other than this, pretty much nothing else here on the religion tab. We can become the defender of faith, nothing much more important. for military, and here is the interesting stuff. For your force limit, you can actually have 60% cav because you are Arabian. Oh, 80% cav, that's even better. So try to go for 80% cav. Oh yeah, Europeans, East Europeans had 60%. So 80% cav, really important. You can actually squash the Ottomans quite fast with 80% cav. You are backed up by a huge amount of cash. If you want to get more cash, fire the +2 guy and get a +1. That would give you +3 guys. At the same time, if you feel the need for more cash, there are some things that you can pull off here on military. The forts here are quite well balanced and well put. Aleppo is gonna stop the Ottomans from expanding first, same goes for Damascus, then the next one is Cairo. So it's gonna be trench warfare for the Ottomans if they want to push into your lands. What you can do, if you are confident in your playstyle, you can kill the fort in your capital, at the same time kill the fort in Aleppo. And if you truly want to pull something else, build a fort in Sidon. Basically, there's mountains, and you're gonna have a double fort, one in Damascus, one in Sidon, and it's gonna be really troublesome for anybody to pass through this area here, as well as a fort in Man, and you're basically safeguarded on this area here. So if you want to safeguard yourself, just build another fort here, another fort here. But for the start, just keeping the fort in Damascus is really gonna help you control this the flow of the Ottomans if they want to attack you. That was gonna give you even more cash. Now, force limit here, go to 32, 80% for the, what is the limit here? If I want to go for 80%, that will mean that I have to have 10 and 8, that will mean what, 20 and 16, so what, 18 and 9, I guess that will be, no, 18, no, that's not 18 and 9, that's 20 and 18, that's gonna be about 16 and 14, I guess, something of that line, around those modifiers here. So 16 and 12 is gonna allow you to get more stuff. Remember, try to look at the math and go for 80%. I truly can't remember what is the 80% modifier there, or the other modifier, the percentage, not the percentage. You know what I'm talking about. I mean, you should know by now. Now, for the Navy, and it's a little bit more important, you currently have 7 galleys, 12 transports, and 3 light ships. Try to kill some of your transports. I recommend selling them to somebody and going down to 6, then build galleys up. Build galleys up to the full. Remember that you're gonna need a bit more cash simply because building cav is gonna be more expensive, and you might have to liberate some cash from your nearby, nearby enemies or potential targets. Liberate some cash from their coffers. Other than this, there's nothing much else to say here. Make sure that you make this guy into a general so he can die fast. I got lucky, I got a 4-shot guy, which is quite improbable if I say so myself. I never had this kind of luck in my own games to get a 4-shot when you have like what, 10 army tradition. Goddamn bastard luck. When I need you, don't come. But yeah, this is the situation of the Mamluks. As you can see, they are big, they are strong, and they are a dominant force in this region, with the ability to expand quite easily here, and fight the Ottomans carrying the Timurids quite fast. At the same time, they can move into the New World, so they are quite suited to play as, let's say, if you are a new player, let's say as your second campaign, to play as the Mamluks. Yeah, as a second campaign, perhaps even your fourth if you want to play something else like Timurids or something a little bit more difficult, but the Timurids are quite difficult themselves. But yeah, let's stop the rambling. I'm Chevalier. If you enjoyed this, comment, like, and subscribe. I really want feedback, so post it in the comments. With this, I bid you farewell, and I'll see you next time, guys. Ciao.